So this is our video on ser versus estar. So we're going to talk to you about first reminding you how to conjugate ser and estar, and then we're going to go through the different acronyms that you can use to remember when to use which word when.
And then we also go through 5 practice problems and then give you a practice worksheet and the answer key to the worksheet so you can keep practicing ser versus estar. So I really hope you like the video and we'll get into it.
So these are the ser conjugations, just a review from the video we did before. It's yo soy, tú eres, él es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, and ellos son.
And then here are the star conjugations. We haven't done a whole video on it, but it should be review from your actual class. And the star conjugations are yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella, usted está, nosotros, nosotras, estamos, vosotros, vosotras, estáis, ellos, ellas, ustedes, están.
Alright, so starting off with ser, the acronym that you want to use to remember when to use ser is doctor. So description and characteristic are really similar. They're going to be things like, if you're describing something, it's going to be like describing a noun, like los paredes son azules. You're describing something about an object. And then occupation is going to be like es una maestra or es maestra, like that person is a teacher. So now characteristic we kind of already talked about. That's really similar to description, except characteristic is more talking about people. So like ella es morena is like she is dark skinned or has dark features. So that's something that's permanent and a descriptor for a person. So that's why it's a characteristic. So now for time, this is when you would say son las 11. It's 11 o'clock. So this is like, because time is a definite thing, you want to use ser in the form of, if you're talking about if it's 1 o'clock, you say es la una, or then if it's any later than that, you say son las and you say the time. So that's when you would use ser for time. Now origin is when you're describing a person or thing and where they come from. So for us, we would say, if you were born in Waukesha and you're from here, you'd say yo soy de Waukesha, and then that's when you would use soy, form of ser. Or you could say yo soy americana, and that is like you are an American. So that's your origin. It doesn't change. That's a very permanent thing about a thing or a person, so that's why we use ser. And now for relationship, that is something also that doesn't change. So like ella es mi madre. It's a way to describe your relationship with someone, a person to person, thing to thing. It's the relationship between two things, and that's another way that you would use ser. So all of these, if you've noticed, they're very permanent things about people or things. So that ser, as a general rule, you can just think of the permanence of something, and if it seems like a relatively permanent thing, then you would use ser to describe it.
Okay, here's a star. For a star, you commonly use it for actions and things that are not permanent and that can like keep changing. And the acronym for like remembering when to use a star is place. And so the P in place stands for position, and this is like where you are or where things are, and like in certain cases like those things can move. So like an example would be los zapatos están alrededor de la puerta. So I just said the shoes are around the door, but the shoes can move, and so that's why you use a star for position. Then the L in place stands for location, and you use a star for location, such as like yo estoy en la escuela, so I am in school, but that can easily change to yo estoy en mi casa, I am at home, so that's why you use a star. And then action is used commonly with a different verb tense, so I will not be going into that, and you can disregard that right now. And then for condition, you use a star because you can, like, the condition you're in commonly changes. So like I could say yo estoy enferma, which means I am sick, but then later that can change and I can become not sick. And then lastly, the most commonly used way of using a star is emotion. And for emotion, we use a star because your emotions change frequently. So you could say, yo estoy triste, I am sad, but that can easily change in an hour to yo estoy feliz, which is I am happy. So as you can see, the general rule of using a star is to use it when things can be changed, such as emotions, location, and position. Okay, so here's a practice worksheet, and we'll go through the first 5 to like help you along, and then you can do the rest as for more practice after the video. Okay, so the first problem is el carro blank de mi hermano. So this is saying the car, it's like my brother's car. So in this case, it would be origin, and that is why you would use ser. So you have to think about what form of ser to use, and since el carro is singular and is not the I form or the you form, you know it's in the el, ella, usted form. So you would do el carro es de mi hermano. So the car, it's my brother's car.
So now for number 2, we're talking about time here. It's blank las tres de la tarde. So we're trying to say it is 3 in the afternoon, and we're talking about time here. So if we think back to our acronym, the doctor acronym has T for time. So that means that we're going to use ser. So we're going to say, and then because the las tres here is plural, we're going to use son for our form of ser for that one. So now it's saying it is 3 in the afternoon, and we use our permanent form son.
Okay, so 3 is mi familia blank católica. So in this case, it's saying my family is Catholic. And so since this is something permanent, your family will stay Catholic, you would use ser. And since it's mi familia, you know that would fit in the el, ella, usted category. So to conjugate it, it would be mi familia es católica.
So for number 4, we have Jorge no blank en clase, and this is going to translate to Jorge is not in class, and then in class is location. So we are going to use that place acronym and have location be our reason, and that means we're going to use Estar. So because Jorge is third person singular, we're going to use Jorge no está en clase.
Okay, and then number 5 is tu blank chileno. And this is saying you are like from Chile. So in this case, it would be origin as well in the SARE acronym doctor. And since it is SARE and in the tu form, it would be tu eres chileno.
So now here's where you guys can pause the video and write on a separate piece of paper the answers for 6 through 21, and then if you pause here and unpause when you're done, come back and we'll have the answer key up for you guys. So pause the video right now and do the practice. Alright, now here is the answer key. If you guys have any questions about why an answer is what it is, because this SARE versus STAR is pretty confusing when you first start learning about it, please ask us in the comments. And if you have any suggestions or anything from this video that you want to talk further about, please comment it. And thank you guys for watching. Hope this helped.